Hey guys, it's Mike G here, and welcome to another episode of Mornings with Mike, your 5-minute dose of motivation and accountability for the day to help you live a healthier, happier, more fulfilling life. And guys, welcome again to another show. I'm so happy you're here, and I cannot wait to dive into today's episode because it's an important one that I've had personal experience with many times in the past, and I think I'm thinking you're going to relate. To some extent, you might even relate now, or you might relate because of some time in the past this has happened to you. And today we are talking about saying goodbye to unfulfilling jobs. Let me repeat that. Saying goodbye to unfulfilling jobs. And what does that even mean? Let's dive into that here in a second. As I said, Mornings with Mike, it's designed to help, one, to give you a nice dose of 5 minutes of motivation and accountability for the day to help you live a healthy, happy, but here's the third one, fulfilling life. And that's where this discussion comes in today, fulfilling life. The only way we live a fulfilling life, in my opinion, is if we do away with unfulfilling jobs. And let's talk about it here in a second, because look, at the end of the day, let's be honest, we all need to make money, right? We all need to pay our bills. We all need a roof over our head. We all need to feed our kids if we have kids. We all need to support ourselves. Whatever it may be, yes, we need money. And sometimes it's not as easy as, hey, just letting go of a job and going to, find your passion and do this thing that brings you all this joy in the world. I totally get that. And that's why sometimes I even have, some beef with some of these companies out there that tell you, oh, go live and dream and work on your passion, and like that's gonna like that's going to bring in the dollars. Yeah, maybe some years down the road it will, but not immediately. So when I say saying goodbye to unfulfilling jobs, I don't mean immediately, but I do mean making it a point to say, hey, you know what? I am unhappy. I am unfulfilled in this job. I'm actually miserable. It's taking years off my life. I hate it. I don't look forward to going in every Sunday. I get anxious. I have stress, anxiety. By the way, this all stuff that happened to me. For years, I worked at some company, a corporate job, which, granted, it brought me in good money, and I was very grateful for that, but could not have been more miserable. It affected my health, my happiness. It affected my relationships with my girlfriend, with my family, my friends, just because I was just, for lack of better words, I was a miserable prick. It's like I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. So it's like, why was I doing it? Well, I was doing it because it brought me income. And not just that, because it was also the fear of the unknown. That was probably the biggest thing, the fear of the unknown. And when I say that, I don't just mean the job itself, like fear of another job. What will I do? Whether it's start my own business, whether it's going to apply for another job. Fear of the unknown. What does that look like? Because even though this job is making me miserable over here, at least I know it. I can do it. I understand it. I can play the game. I can keep getting paid, and I understand it. But the fear of the unknown, leaving that, even though it was a crappy, unfulfilling job, leaving it. Then what? What do I do? And interestingly enough, the more I thought about it, what was more fearful to me than actually the fear of the unknown was the fear of being in that job any longer than I had to, with my days and weeks and months and years ticking away, and I'm in this miserable, unfulfilling job. That the fear of staying in that same space, that same spot, that same job, for any longer than I had to, there was nothing more fearful than that to me. And that was the time when I was just like, hey man, I need to get out of here, because if come next year I'm still in this job, like that scared me. Be thinking a year in advance and be like, oh my goodness, what if I'm still in this job in a year from now, this miserable, this depressed, this anxious? I just couldn't fathom it. So I let that actually trump the fear of the unknown. And sure enough, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a leap. I'm going to take a jump. I'm going to start working on my side hustle, which was my business. And I literally, it almost, if anything, it kicked me in gear to work more, harder, more diligently, put in more time, more energy, more effort to create what I wanted for myself. Not, even if it was the unknown, like, hey man, am I going to make enough money? What if, I know the business takes some time to, get up and running. What if I can't? What if I don't make ends meet for a couple of months? And I decided, you know what? I will cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm going to, get it to the point where I feel comfortable. And if anything comes up along the way, I will deal with it. So that was I made a decision to say goodbye to the unfulfilling job that was literally sucking the energy out of me and years out of my life. So I'm going to ask you, if you are unfulfilled in your job, don't jump ship immediately, but start giving thought to what you can do immediately to begin that transition, whether it's like looking for a new job, whether it's looking for a new career, tapping resources, applying, or maybe even start getting ideas together for your new business, your side hustle, whatever it may be. Start taking action and forget fear of the unknown. If there's any fear, let there be fear that you are in that same position in a year from now, like was the case for me. That's today's message, guys. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates, because I want you healthy, happy, and fulfilled. Until next episode, you are awesome. Cheers.